All right, welcome back. Let's talk about Amoyele Sowore. There's a small video I'm gonna play, and then we're gonna talk about his return home to New Jersey. Uh, for the longest, they always claim New York City, but I guess it's really just New Jersey. Let's get to it.
A homecoming tonight in New Jersey for a journalist who was detained in Nigeria for nearly 5 years. This is a story we've covered since he was first arrested, and tonight he spoke only to CBS 2's Derek Waller about how he thought he was going to die behind bars.
How does it feel to be home?
I can't even describe it because I never thought I would make it back here.
Nigerian-American journalist Yele Sowore, arrested on charges of treason in 2019, set free on bond, only to be kidnapped in that same courtroom. Tonight, reunited with his wife and 2 children in the Bergen County borough of Haworth, in front of this standing room only crowd. Why is the Nigerian government so afraid of you?
I think my biggest offense is establishing a media company that exposes corruption. Because corruption is Nigeria's biggest problem.
The founder of SaharaReporters.com brought home with help from Congressman Josh Gottheimer.
Can't wait to you to come home and so we can have a slice of pizza, because I know that's what I would miss both if I were away. So we got you a pie. I promised you a pie.
His office putting pressure on Nigerian officials and the U.S. State Department, helping with Sowore's green card.
After you travel for a year without coming here, you lose it. So it wouldn't have been easy had he not been involved.
His wife, Opiyami, also instrumental, appearing on CBS 2 multiple times over the years and organizing this yellow ribbon campaign, one for each day her husband was wrongfully detained.
Yele, we love you. We're so happy that you're home safely. We're going to do a bonfire tonight and take your passport.
Are you going to burn that passport?
Well, my wife might burn the passport, but you can't burn the will to make Nigeria become a democratic, a successful and prosperous society. So,
Will you ever go back?
I will. There's no going back on making Nigeria a better country.
And sadly, the number of journalists around the world being wrongfully detained is on the rise, with authoritarian regimes in places like Russia, Iran, China, Turkey, cracking down on something that, frankly, many Americans take for granted: freedom.
All right, that's a big story. I'm looking at the comment here before you continue, Chief. Comment says, whoa, I support his wife. She tried. About burning the passport, of course. But what's your take on Amoyele Sowore made it back to the United States after 5 years? This was scary. Potentially. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm trying to deal with them.
You felt that?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Because you're a journalist, you can relate. Potentially, this man could have been destroyed.
But beyond that, from the foundation of the world, even to the moment, why is it that people or governments will go after righteous characters, individuals who do nothing other than just to uphold the ethics of their profession, to see that the space is made equal for everybody to thrive? Yele could have lost his life.
Yeah, he could have been destroyed completely.
They actually were going to kill him.
Yes.
You know that in the days of Abacha, there were journalists. There were journalists in the days of Abacha who were picked up on trumped-up charges and were given the death sentence, some life imprisonment, before they came back. What the Nigerian state will do? They even tried it with Professor Wole Soyinka in those days when he was joining elements known as the Third Force to make sure that the Nigerian Civil War did not happen. They were always using people in his family to spite him. But in this case, they've not been able to turn his wife against him. Maybe because the wife believes in the vision of the husband and
that's the only way.
to conscientize, to arouse the conscience of the world to what they were doing to
that's the only way.
Let me tell you, there were times journalists were arrested in Nigeria before they were released, before they came back. State-sponsored individuals had rigged all kinds of sexual scandals. Condoms found in the homes, whether planted or used with the wife and all that.
Of course,
some of us that are, into this profession, the cost for us in terms of our marriage expectations and what have you. So I know what I'm talking. At a point, there used to be, somebody who told me, how somebody used to spite relationship. Instead of minding the children, your young family, you are busy spending your money collecting artifacts, artworks, and criticizing government. When it looks like your family has turned against you, what else do you have? Nelson Mandela in prison.
Yeah.
Lost
for how many years?
27 years. 27 solid years. It was life imprisonment, but he spent 27 years. From that, he stepped into glory. While Sowore was going through whatever I was going through, apart from the fact that in Nigeria he lost a younger brother in questionable circumstance. There was, when he would travel outside Abuja for the first time in almost 3 years that it's been held down by the system, his passport held. So he flew into Ondo State. I was at Akure Airport alongside other friends and colleagues and his political apostles to welcome him. And Sowore and I, after welcoming him, we sat in his, in the vehicle that drove him from the airport. And we were discussing so many things, and I was ruminating. He was to go to Kiribo, his hometown, and he went there indeed to come back. A young man, one of the few people who loved him so much, had come alongside others to go and celebrate the fact that he's been allowed to come back to Ondo State to visit his hometown for the first time in 3 years. That boy, that person was involved in an accident at around Oderele in Lutitu, and the young man died. So I was expecting Sowore to stop by in Ayede Ogbese to visit with me, and then to also introduce him to political actors around the community.
Right.
Sowore could not make it back. You look at all these losses. Is it about the stroke for his mother? The trouble for his younger siblings like Allen, Sowore, the lawyer, and what have you. So, while I congratulate him, while I'm happy for him and his wife, why I'm crying is how many more of Nigerian youths, how many more of Nigerian citizens would the system want to destroy? They killed Delegiwa, they killed so many people, they have destroyed so many homes. So, all for what? Because we have this burning passion in us to make sure that we evolve a credible society, a good place for all of us to live in as equal members of the human race, the human family. But the leaders there, they continue to operate at a level that is below what you would imagine belongs to the present age in which we live. Yeah. And they would find out justifications to want to kill a good person. They want to destroy a talent. Look at what they have done to Sahara Reporters as an iconic media organization. Look at what they continue to do to journalists all over the place. And there are even journalists, so-called, who are ever willing to sing the tune of the government of the day. Sowore has survived this. I do not know why the wife want to burn the passport, but that is their family decision, wherever it swings, and you have had him. That is an irrepressible soul. He's a liberated soul.
Yeah.
I'm happy to have him back on American soil, and anytime he wants to go to Nigeria, it's our land of birth.
Yeah.
In the past, there were times they put the names of so many of us. Omoyele Sowore, Jackson Ude, Oladimeji Abitogun, Churchill Umoren, Emeka Asiwe, Sunday Fashe. We were the endangered species just because we would write it the way it's supposed to be. And the establishment media in Nigeria does not even make it easy. But we all have to work as a unit. We have to work together. We cannot turn against each other because the people who are destroying Nigeria, who are destroying Africa, who are destroying the world in which we live, they are united in their objective.
Yeah.
So why should we be divided? It's good to have him back on American soil.
Yeah.
He's a free citizen of the world.
That's the nature of power. But you know, as the world progresses, we absolutely continue to need forces.
Ola, you know that the narrative about Omoyele Sowore reminds me of Thomas Paine. Yeah, he could be regarded as the father of modern journalism in America. That man, a parliamentary journalist, did so much to rally the American troops to victory during the American War of Independence, the American Revolution. But you know that the people who were running America were so scared of this guy. They demonized him so much so that the day he died, when he was to be buried, there were only 6 people at his funeral. Somebody who had rallied American troops, who had rallied American public to victory. Same thing Sowore is doing. You won't find so many people standing with him. You won't find so many people standing with journalists who want to report nothing other than in an objective fashion.
Yeah,
you won't find anybody standing with them. They will be alone. But you know what?
I'm listening.
It will be said of them in the final analysis that they stood for what constitutes the kernel of their profession and calling.
Yeah, people get human beings. It's the human experience is a very interesting thing. You know, when there's power, people get power drunk. When you're pushing against.
And the good thing about this is that Tinubu has chosen not to inherit the crime of his predecessor. Yes, his prejudice, his fears, and
what do you think? What do you think he said? He probably like, come on, sign off.
That is what he has to say about. That is what he has to say about the IPOB chief too, Nnamdi Kanu.
Nnamdi Kanu. Okay.
We cannot embrace the injustices and inherit the injustices perpetrated by the Nigerian state, successive leadership, against them, helpless, innocent citizens. Let the people go. Let them live free. I mean, make the place okay for everyone.
Can you imagine how much older his son is?
You said?
Can you imagine how much older his son and his daughter is?
Yes, 5 years ago.
In their growing phase.
That's a long time. And let me also tell you this, Ola.
Yes, sir.
People who are doing all this, who are pushing all this kind of terrible stuff against their citizens, do they ever think? You know how much Buhari, Tinubu, all these Nigerians, how much they spend to get good press? Sowore did not have to spend. You know what it means to appear on CBS?
I know. But he could have been destroyed.
That is the power of truth right there. It will open. Truth would open doors.
Let's do this. I want us to celebrate this, that he was able to make it back to his family.
That is what we are celebrating.
Yeah.
It is a moment of joy for us. He sent me some stuff when he was about to leave Nigeria. We took care of that. But personally, I've not been able to call him because I really want him to save all this. I don't want to interrupt his
time with his family.
This sacred moment. You know, I mean, how it feels. And it's going to be busy all over the world. Is welcome to the free world. This is what we would say.
All right, let's see if we can get him on the platform too. But Sowore has gone through a lot in that last 5 years.
Yes,
and it will be interesting to hear his take without all the noise.
Yes,
it's so irrepressible. As soon as we can.
Yeah, it's so irrepressible. This is so great a moment for all of us.
You just mentioned Bola Ige, the greatest of them all. They are destroyed in this process, never to be seen again.
No, I said Delegiwa, not just Bola Ige.
No, I just mentioned that one. But
yes.
Was Delegiwa greater than Bola Ige?
Bola Ige was in his own world. Delegiwa was in his own world. But
that's what I meant. I was just mentioning one of them.
See, if you grew up reading Delegiwa in his column, Parallax Snaps, not just him, the master pro stylists that were on the stage in Nigeria, not just at Newswatch table, everywhere in Nigeria. Oh God, Dan Agbese writing, Yakubu Mohammed, Reefu, all these guys. These were guys that the system had wanted to destroy, and eventually, look at the one they used to destroy Newswatch Legacy. I'm told that it is jostling to become governor of Ondo State. Anyway, we thank God that Omoyele Sowore, not Wole Soyinka, Omoyele Sowore is back with his family. We will let him enjoy these few days, and we can plug in as friends and then associates and comrades and celebrate with him. But journalists must not lower the guard. We should continue to thrive. So many people have disappeared. Yes. Name is Steve Oguchinua, who assisted us in staying on a story in those days when I was with Point Blank News and at the initial stage of starting SharpEdge News. Lawyer Giwa Amu in Ikeja, Lagos, stood in for him. Nobody, since that matter, nobody can, I don't know if they have found him yet, nobody can trace his whereabouts. That's an investigative news reporter that just disappeared into the thin air in Nigeria.
Just like
nobody
that.
has been able. Yes.
Yeah.
This is somebody who was investigating the involvement of the wife of a so-called publisher in Nigeria. News publisher in Nigeria, a famous news publisher. How the guy disappeared, nobody knows till today. Steve Oguchinua. Originally from Delta State, but spoke Yoruba fluently. Nobody knows where he is till today, unless they have found him. But I don't have that information. He was in the police force. You know what they have done to individuals in the system? So it does not matter whether it's the Bola Ige, Delegiwa, or what have you.
Right.
People just die.
A lot of people over the years.
Do to Omoyele Sowore. Now look at them. They are reaping a bad press from it all.
Yeah, the bad press.
What a shame.
And if it's the Omoyele Sowore that I know, he's very good at that anyway. So, but they deserve it.
But Yele is not vindictive. He probably will be laughing.
He doesn't need to be vindictive. This story is.
He will just be mocking them, be looking at them. It shows how little their mind is. These people must develop that mental magnitude that would let them have thin skin for criticism and suggestions.
Right.
They cannot continue to run Nigeria.
That's a big part of this dynamic, right?
Yes.
The press. Of course, we've talked about the fact that he could have been destroyed, but the press, the respect that they need to continue to apply to the new age media, social media, all of that, and how it works.
Yeah, the new media.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to get away with, especially when they move, particularly when they move from a place of arrogance and pride. It's not going to work.
They should begin to view people like Omoyele Sowore as major assets.
Yeah.
Major assets. Look at how much Buhari spends to get good president. He doesn't have it. Because the character is telling the kind of person he is.
Yeah. All right, let's leave this at this. I think we've done today's justice. Do us a favor, hit that like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified whenever we go live. We'll be back next week for another Sharp Edge News TV reports. Have a good one. Bye now. Let's see.